What's going on, guys? So I got a comment on a video today and it really started my mind ticking again. Let's jump back in to Kiely Rodni because that case is still classified as active, so we can't get any more information on that case. And a lot of people seem to think that that was just blown up by internet sleuths, that there was nothing crazy going on there, that everybody was just out trying to get attention from it. 16-year-old girl who supposedly went to a party. There's no evidence that this party ever happened at all. There's no pictures, there's no videos. When the cops went back to the scene afterwards, there was no evidence that a party even took place. We were led to believe that the parents came out at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning to clean up a party site where 200 or 300 teenagers had been from all over the area, even out of state. So apparently parents come out and cleaned all that up. Nobody saw anything. Nobody knew what happened to Kiely. Nobody. But supposedly there was a witness, a young Hispanic woman, who saw a car look like it was going into the water. Slowly. Very slowly. Then she turned around, and when she looked back, the car was gone. She reported that to the police. The police never followed up with her. Then we fast forward. The police are at a 19,000-hour manhunt. This is the second largest manhunt since Gabby Petito, right? The police are searching everywhere for this girl. They've got the FBI in. Maybe it's a trafficking situation. Maybe there's more to it. Maybe it was a homicide. Maybe it was an accident. They've got her last cell phone pinged, and it's pinged right at Prosser Creek Reservoir, right where she was last seen. Nobody's seen her since then. Then you have her best friend, Mags, who came to the party with Kiely, supposedly, but then only stayed 10 minutes because there were too many creepy guys there trying to force drugs. So she called her boyfriend and she left. Then Sammy, which is another one of Kiely's friends, an 18-year-old girl, Kiely was 16 at the time, who was running around with Kiely and drinking and partying. They said they would split up and then come back together. Split up and come back together. And that's what they were doing. Kiely's car was supposedly the hub where they kept the alcohol, and they would meet back up there to drink and charge their phones or whatever. Keep that in mind. Now, Sammy was supposed to catch a ride home with Kiely, but Sammy realized that how drunk Kiely was. So Sammy didn't want to ride home with Kiely. So Sammy got another ride, and she went and she told Kiely bye, right? She leaves. Then, apparently, a few minutes later, Kiely calls Sammy and asks her, does she still need a ride? And Sammy's like, no, I already told you, I'm already gone. You're good, girl. And Kiely's like, okay, well, I'm leaving. So Kiely goes to leave. And then she disappears. Nobody knows where she went. They've got the FBI. They've got the fire department. They've got all kinds of volunteers. Everybody's out looking for Kiely. They're dragging the water right there to see if maybe it was an accident and she ran off. But they couldn't find her. At that time, Adventures with Purpose had a really good reputation and have found a lot of people. So Adventures with Purpose comes in. They speak to a guy named Nick on their way there. Roadside assistance guy. He says that the day after that party supposedly took place, he saw Kiely with a guy who looked like Kiely's ex-boyfriend Jagger Westfall, and he went out and helped get their car running. Apparently their car was broke down. He said that the girl told him they had been there all night. What was wrong is the car was in neutral, so the car wouldn't start. Here's where I have issues with that. Cars start in neutral all the time. You can always put your car in neutral and start it. Later on, he kind of clarified to say the car was kind of stuck between drive and neutral, and that's why it wouldn't start or whatever. Then he gives her advice as if she had a dead battery or something to say, let your car run for a while. He said a few hours. You shouldn't just let your car run for a few hours, but 20, 30 minutes, right? Even though the problem wasn't a dead battery, the problem was the car was stuck between neutral and drive. So 2 weeks later, he sees the flyer for Kiely in her car, and he's like, I recognize her. That was that girl where they were doing the weird stuff, dancing around the car like they were back and forth, and she was asking me these crazy questions about how to buckle your seatbelt through your belt. So Adventures with Purpose talked to him. They find out that that was at Boca Reservoir, not Prosser. So they start their search at Boca because the police have already been searching Prosser 19,000 man hours. There's no reason she would be at Prosser, right? So Adventures with Purpose go and they check out Boca. Nothing. They go around all the other waterways first on the first day. Nothing. The second day, they're like, okay, well, I know they've already checked Prosser, but we're going to go by our golden standard of if we haven't checked it, it hasn't been checked. And they go drop in at Prosser. They find Kiely within 30 minutes, 50 feet from her last cell phone ping. That's right, in Prosser. Remember, 19,000 man hours. The FBI, Nevada County Police Department, and Placer County Police Department all were searching for this girl with help from the fire department. Keep that in mind because that comes in handy later. Sammy had been out as the voice of Kiely, right? She's out leading the charge on the search, asking everybody, doing interviews, trying to get people to help. She comes off a little weird in some of the interviews. So people had some weird feelings about Sammy, right? And then she's also saying that she gave Kiely alcohol. Well, Kiely's 16, Sammy's 18. That's an adult giving a minor alcohol. They're both under 21, so I don't know what the law is there. But a lot of people had a problem with that, right? It is strange when it seems like once she was found, the people who found her, instead of being heroes, ended up being bashed by the mother, bashed by the police department, bashed by the people from the area, right? Seems weird, does it not? Seems like they would have raised them up, congratulated them, been happy that they found them, been thankful that they found her, and they actually get closure, right? But no, it was a hate fest against them. And eventually tore them all the way down because the private investigator from the family ended up exposing Jarrett for his trash shit he did back when he was younger. And now AWP is no more. All the people you love from AWP, they quit. They're gone. They're not there no more. All it is a damn monster running the show now. And nobody cares about him. Nobody wants to watch him. Nobody wants to support him, right? So this was the unraveling of Adventures with Purpose. Let's fast forward. They released the autopsy report. There's no drugs in Kiely's system. There's no liquid at all in her stomach. There's no liquid at all in her lungs, even though she drowned. She doesn't have that high of an alcohol rating to be as drunk as everybody said she was. Now, apparently, the story goes that she drove into the water herself. Just drove in on accident, made the wrong turn, drove in, couldn't get out of her car, even though she was a great swimmer, and her passenger window was down, and her rear driver window was halfway down. So regardless of whether she's in the front seat or the back seat of this tiny little Honda CRV, she had a window to escape through. She was a very small girl. She was very skinny, weighed like 100 pounds, right? But she was found all the way in the back hatch of the car. Now, there was a lot of rumors about clothes and stuff like that. We don't know what the truth of that really was, right? We don't know. With all the speculation going on in the case and all the things that seem suspicious, the internet's on fire about it. So then we get a video released. And this is apparently a fire cam video from the Wildland Fire Department. And it seems to be a video taken at night, pointed directly at the site where the party supposedly took place. You can see headlights moving around. You see one car with the headlights on, turn, drive right into the water, and sink. And that was released, and we were told that was Kiely driving into the water. But if you let that video play a little longer, you'll see that Kiely's car went into the water. Then you have two other cars. One leaves out, drives by, goes out, makes a left turn, goes all the way down the road. Another one comes up to exactly where Kiely went into the water, and they twist around kind of like they're looking for something or somebody. Then they drive back to where they started from, and the other car comes around back down that road and comes and meets them back where they started. Then they pull back down there, exactly where Kiely went into the water, And they're looking around. You can see the headlights of the cars flashing all around. Maybe flashlights too, I'm not sure. But you can see that they're looking all around for something. Maybe they thought they saw something. Who knows? Maybe they had something to do with it. Who knows? Then those cars leave. But none of this is ever reported to the police. None of this camera footage from the fire department ever comes out, even though we had a 19,000-hour manhunt before she was found that included the fire department. The Kiely Rodni situation is weird. Now, she was found in August. All the stuff comes out in November, or right before November, the footage and all that, and then everything goes silent. The police still have the case labeled as active. We've asked. We want information on the case. Can you release this? Can you release that? Why was this? Why was that? Why wasn't she found? Why did you only search 25 feet? How did AWP come in and find her? None of that gets answered because the case is still labeled active. What investigation is going on? Because they came out and ruled it an accident. They didn't have anything to say about it being a homicide or a murder or anything like that. They ruled this case an accident. Why is it still an open investigation into the case? It really, really feels like they just don't want to release the information, that they're waiting for everybody to forget about this case before they close the case. That way, people aren't going through like, hey, this is messed up. Hey, this isn't right. Hey, you should have done this here. Maybe, maybe not. But this case is just, it's heavy on my heart because this is the case that got me started doing true crime. When I was watching the stuff go on with this case, it was mind-boggling. Like, how does something like this happen? How is this the scenario? You can't find her. And then, of course, we had all the crazies come out. And then we had Upchurch saying that she wasn't even real. And that seems absolutely insane. Of course she was real, right? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel to see more, hit that notification bell so you get notified anytime I post. Have a great day, and we'll see you later.